Let me be clear, the A9 III is a fantastic camera, but I personally wouldn't call it revolutionary. Please grace me with a few minutes of your time so I can explain why. Right now, the camera world is on fire because the SONY A9 III is the first full-frame camera to have a global shutter. One of the benefits of global shutter is that it gets rid of rolling shutter. So when you move your camera very fast from left to right, what happens is your camera sensor is kind of delayed. So it's trying to keep up as it reads all the lines on the sensor. So as you move left and right, a lot of the times what you get is this warp effect. And this is really annoying, especially in fast-moving photographs or fast-moving videos. And that really annoys certain photographers, especially sports photographers and racing photographers, because they have to do all this quick action. However, that's a small percentage of photography. Most photographers do not care about rolling shutter. I have been a professional photographer with my company, HezyTek Productions, for the last 3 years, and not on once in our images did I say, oh my god, rolling shutter has ruined this image. It's never happened. The average photographer is wedding photographers, event photographers, celebrity photographers, birthday photographers. That category of wildlife, racing, sports is a small category of photographers. So it's already in the niche. But even in that niche, okay, only the top of them will it make a difference to. Because yes, if you're taking photos for, I don't know, Chelsea Football Club or some big soccer club or football club in America, yes, you have to have perfect photos with no rolling shutter. I understand. But even if you're a mid-range photographer, a little ball warp, no one cares. Right now we are in the social media age, and on the social media age, no one cares if the ball's a little bit warped to the side or it's a bit... No one cares. The rolling shutter problem is really a niche problem that only a select number of photographers will really care about. Almost no photographer will buy the A9 III because, oh my god, it has global shutter. I must sell all my other cameras before it and I must buy this A9 III now because global shutter is going to change the game. No. For the average photographer, even cameras that were made 10 years ago are absolutely fine. A bigger benefit that I do see to the global shutter is the fact that you can now use flash at any shutter speed. That is quite cool. Yeah, it's really helpful to all photographers. You got to remember, photographers, we got to look at our target market. And our target market aren't these tech photographer nerds which care about all these specs. Our target market is the average person that's going on their phone every day, going through social media, here we go for social media. They're not looking at, oh my god, it's got global shutter. Oh my god, bro, I'm going to follow this company now because they have a camera with global shutter. Look at this photo. This is the best thing I've ever seen. The photo quality for the average person literally will not change. Remember, as photographers, we're not doing this for ourselves. We're doing it for our clients and our clients to share it to the world, okay? And the consumers that are going to consume our photography do not care about the issues that global shutter is going to fix. Shall I tell you what was revolutionary? What was revolutionary was when Canon introduced dual pixel autofocus with a 70D. That was amazing because for the first time we finally had sticky autofocus on a camera, and it wasn't even a top tier camera, it was a mid-range DSLR. This now allowed the average consumer to make a movie without a focus puller, because before then it was hard to keep focus even if someone was staying still. Shall I tell you what else was revolutionary? Mirrorless cameras! Because for the first time, instead of having just parts of the sensor that you could actually autofocus on, now the whole sensor was able to focus on. And the cameras actually got smaller. And these gave real world benefits to the consumer. And then because of that, the Sony Alpha range started coming out. And they kicked the floor down with Canon and Nikon because they offered these full frame, mid-range, mirrorless cameras with great quality autofocus. And IBIS included as standard. So millions of videographers and photographers were born due to the excellent quality that Sony was pushing out. That was revolutionary. That changed the game. Even though I wasn't a videographer back in those days, I could see the difference between what these Sony cameras are doing and what the Canon cameras are doing. I pretty much knew for sure. If you were shooting in 4K back then, you had a Sony camera. Because as a consumer, I got to enjoy something better because I saw the real world effects of the Sony Alpha mirrorless cameras. So those were real world benefits that the mirrorless cameras brought. But the global shutter revolution, ironically, will not be a revolution because it will not make a real world difference to the consumer. And that's why I don't understand the hype behind this camera. It's a great, fantastic camera, but the only people that really care are the highest end clients and the highest end videographers and photographers. My name's Hezron Springer, and this is the Hezron Springer Show.